Step into a world of relentless battles, intricate alliances, and unwavering determination. In the captivating anime Bleach, Thousand Years Blood War, the Soul Society faces its gravest threat, yet as the Wandenreich launches a ruthless invasion. As characters both old and new collide, secrets unravel and destinies entwine. Join us as we delve into a saga of power, sacrifice, and the unbreakable spirit of the Soul Reapers. Get ready to relive the pulse-pounding moments that define this epic tale and witness the clash that will shape their world forever. Don't miss a second of the action. Let's dive into the Bleach Thousand Years Blood War recap. Ryumishi Yuki and Shino Madarome, tasked with the protection of Karakura Town, are confronted with a perilous scenario when a sudden and widespread vanishing of hollows creates upheaval in the human realm. Engaging with these enigmatic creatures, they find themselves overwhelmed and ultimately defeated. As they teeter on the edge of death, Ichigo, Oraheim, Yasutora, and Iryu arrive in the nick of time. Their timely intervention leads to a swift and dramatic rescue, with Ichigo taking down each and every hollow, decisively ending the threat. However, the tranquility is only temporary because Asquiero Ibn makes an unannounced visit to Ichigo's bedroom, where he casts an ominous shadow of threat. In a swift and resolute response, Ichigo counters by delivering a well-placed kick, asserting control. Through a series of probing questions, Ichigo extracts information, unraveling the truth that Ibn is, in fact, with Quincy's. Simultaneously, in a parallel storyline, Ikaku Madarome and Yumichika Ayasegawa of the 11th Squad initiate an investigation. Their focus is the enigmatic disappearance of numerous civilians within the boundaries of the Wandenreich stronghold, situated in the Rukon district. Meanwhile, the Soul Society is dealt a devastating blow as the Wandenreich executes a meticulously planned assault on Yamamoto's office. This calculated attack results in a fatal injury to Sasakabe, serving as a somber and ominous warning to all Soul Reapers. Following an intense clash, Ichigo engages in a bold maneuver, shattering Ibn's Quincy medallion. This audacious act compels Ibn, his adversary, to hastily retreat from the battlefield. Later, a significant scene unfolds where Asquiero Ibn presents a crucial report to Yuach, the enigmatic Quincy King. Nell and Pesce make their way into the human world with a serious purpose, delivering grave news to Ichigo. They unveil that the Wandenreich has managed to seize control of Huakomundo after Yuach's victory over Lady Hannibal. In a heartfelt moment, Pesce explains the unsettling situation, expressing his confusion as to why Lady Hannibal has been taken captive by them. With a plea for aid, Pesce implores Ichigo and the others to offer their assistance in this pressing matter. Ichigo, Oraheim, Yasutura, and Kisuk join forces with Nell and Pesce, their resolve firm as they prepare to face the dire situation in Huakomundo. Upon their arrival, a distressing sight meets their eyes. Quincy's have taken numerous Arankas captive, and the landscape is strewn with lifeless bodies. Determined, Ichigo rallies the group, urging them to take action and rescue those imprisoned. In the midst of this urgency, Pesce voices a concern about Dondachaka's absence among the prisoners, but Ichigo insists that their priority lies in saving the captives before addressing Dondachaka's situation. Amidst this quest, the Arankas of Huakomundo are met with two stark destinies. Some are forced to join the ranks of the Quincy's, resulting in their downfall, while others endure a life of enslavement. While this is going on, higher up in the hierarchy of the Wandenreich, the imposing Captain Quiljopi is putting the Arankas through rigorous tests to determine whether or not they would be a good fit for creating an alliance. The prisoners Lully and Minoli make an effort to gain an advantage, but their efforts are quickly thwarted by the OP. The entrance of Tres Bestias, Apechi, Miller Rose, and Sun infuses a renewed sense of optimism as they successfully eliminate numerous Quincy soldiers. However, their endeavors are soon met with the overpowering might of Quiljopi, ultimately overwhelming their combined strength. Driven by the determination to free all Arankas, Ichigo makes a pivotal choice. Engaging in a fierce confrontation with OP, Ichigo wages an intense battle fueled by his unwavering resolve to prevail. The Tres Bestias summon the formidable creature Aeon, rejoining the fray and heightening the intensity of the struggle against OP's forces. Meanwhile, Iryu delves deep into the concealed truths underlying the long-standing conflict between Soul Reapers and Quincy's. Startling revelations come to light, unveiling a shocking directive for his unit to eliminate civilians from the Rukon district. This drastic measure was implemented to counteract the spiritual imbalance resulting from the Quincy's systematic eradication of hollows in the living world. Another revelation shakes the very core of the Soul Society, as it is unveiled that the head captain had failed to thwart Yuacha's advance a millennium ago, leading to a seismic shift in the understanding of their history. In the heat of the battle, Opi skillfully absorbs Rishi from his surroundings, even siphoning power from Aeon. This infusion grants him overwhelming might that leaves the courageous Tres Bestias struggling. Nevertheless, Ichigo stands resolute, confronting Opi anew and unlocking the full potential of his abilities. Concurrently, the Quincy's carry out their long-awaited invasion of the Soul Society, which ultimately results in disastrous implications. A notable Quincy causes a fatal injury to Lieutenant Kira, and then proceeds to eliminate the other officers in an efficient and vicious manner. This merciless action further intensifies an already dire situation, deepening the gravity of the conflict. In the wake of the Quincy invasion, the toll is heavy with over 1,000 Soul Reapers losing their lives. Rojiro stands against the formidable Sternritter Yu, while Byakuya and Renji join forces to confront two Sternritters. Sergeant Kamamura engages in a battle with Sternritter E. Bambietta. Among the Soul Society captains, each faces off against unnamed Sternritters in intense clashes. As the battles reach a standstill, the fighting spirit is palpable. Several captains unleash their formidable techniques, only to have them immediately seized by their opponents, underscoring the tension and unpredictability of the conflict. Utilizing absorbing medallions, the Sternritters employ a strategy that leaves the captains stunned. The revelation that their opponents aim to steal their techniques takes them by surprise. As a last resort, all the captains unleash their Bankei, pouring their power into the battle. However, the Sternritters effortlessly absorb their Bankei, leaving the captains defenseless and without their ultimate strengths. Ichigo continues to exert his authority over Opi, and the fight is still going on. However, Urahara makes a decisive entry out of nowhere, surprising everyone, and deals Opi the finishing blow, which ultimately results in Opi's defeat. With the threat neutralized, Urahara alerts Ichigo to an urgent situation. He emphasizes the necessity of their immediate return to the Soul Society, unveiling a portal through which Ichigo can swiftly rejoin the ongoing conflict and contribute to the fight. Akam provides Ichigo with a comprehensive account of the ongoing battle unfolding in the Soul Society, leaving him utterly taken aback. Urahara then shares with Ichigo the crucial insights he gained while Ichigo was battling Opi. Urahara reveals that the Sternritter encountered difficulties in attempting to steal Ichigo's techniques. In a final desperate move, Opi, who was still alive, launches an attack on Urahara, Oraheim, and Yasachura, deploying his distinctive powers to ensnare Ichigo. This imprisonment takes place just as Ichigo was en route to the Soul Society, adding an unexpected layer of complexity to the dire situation. Amidst his frantic efforts to escape captivity, Ichigo experiences a peculiar connection with the echoing voices of countless Soul Reapers resonating within his mind. At a critical moment, just as Opi readies a fatal strike against Urahara and his companions, an enigmatic figure intervenes with swift and deadly precision, halting their imminent demise. Simultaneously, Byakuya and Renji find themselves entangled in combat against an unfamiliar foe. The tactics employed by their adversary stir unsettling memories and fears within Byakuya. Determined to conquer his inner turmoil, Byakuya draws upon his inner strength. However, his opponent proves relentless, exploiting his own abilities to overpower him, leaving Byakuya struggling against an overwhelming force. Rukia and Renji also endure wounds dealt by other powerful adversaries, their struggles adding to the chaos of the battle. Amid the turmoil, Zaraki emerges as a force to be reckoned with, having already vanquished multiple opponents. He confronts the Quincy leader alongside his formidable right-hand man. As the conflict rages on, another Soul Reaper finds themselves teetering on the edge of defeat. Yet, in a dramatic turn of events, Head Captain Yamamoto makes a grand entrance, intervening to save them from certain doom. The opponent boasts of their malevolent actions, launching a fierce assault against the head captain. This revelation stirs memories within Yamamoto, harkening back to his interactions with Sasakabe and the revelation of his Bankei over 2 millennia ago. With an unyielding resolve, they overcome their adversary, rescuing Zaraki from his dire straits. This victory serves as a catalyst, reigniting the spirit of the Soul Reapers, inspiring them to rise up with renewed determination and face the ongoing battle head-on. A climactic battle unfolds once again, this time between Yamamoto and Yuach. As they traverse the rooftops of the Surit, pushed to his limits, Yuach is compelled to draw his own sword. However, he is soon confronted by the awe-inspiring power of Yamamoto's Bankei, Zanken no Tachi. This mighty bankai holds the ability to evaporate all water sources, resulting in widespread devastation. Amidst the turmoil, Retsu Unohana of the 4th Division, along with their lieutenant, Izan Kotetsu, expressed grave concern for the safety of the Soul Society. With Yamamoto's power capable of annihilating their homeland, they fear the dire consequences that may unfold should the battle between Yamamoto and Yuach prolong any further. Powerless against the onslaught of devastating abilities unleashed by Zanka no Tachi, Yuach becomes acutely aware of his own vulnerability. Yamamoto, brimming with pride, confidently asserts that his bankai is impervious to theft, firmly asserting its unparalleled strength. Unbeknownst to Yamamoto, his actions unknowingly lead to the defeat of an imposter Sternritter, Roy Lloyd, which exposes the intricate deception at play. Yuach's rage is beyond control as a direct result of Royd's failure. He destroys the barracks of Division 1 and then mercilessly puts Royd to death without showing any compassion. As the battle rages on, further revelations come to light. Yuach unveils the clandestine meetings he shared with Sosuke Aizen, concealed deep within Aizen's underground prison, adding layers of complexity to the intricate plot. Acknowledged by the Wandenreich as one of the 5 special war powers, Yuach had aimed to recruit Aizen. However, Aizen, unwilling to bow to Yuach's authority, chose to remain imprisoned. Yamamoto, in a last-ditch effort, desperately tries to activate his bankai once more. Seizing the opportune moment, Yuach successfully wrests control of it, becoming the sole possessor of its immense power. In a harrowing display of devastation, Yuach delivers a fatal blow to Yamamoto, tragically ending the life of the revered captain. This climactic act marks the conclusion of an era and sets the stage for the unfolding events that will shape the fate of all those involved. And there you have it, the riveting journey through Bleach, 1,000 Years Blood War. But don't think the story ends here. There's still so much more to unfold in this anime, and we'll be right here to bring you all the exciting updates. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment of what happens next in this incredible saga. And of course, stay tuned for more engaging and insightful recaps of your favorite anime. Until next time, keep watching, keep exploring, and keep the anime magic alive.